Today we are discussing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-Lila, chapter 4, verse number 66. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Ghora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Ghora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Ghora Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi-Lila, chapter 4, entitled as The Confidential Reasons for the Lord's Appearance. Text number 66. Please repeat after me. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam Yadi Yate Tatra Pumana Pavrutah Yadi Yate Tatra Puman Apavruta Sattve cha tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Sattve cha tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hi adokshajo me manasa vidiyate Hi adokshajo me manasa vidiyate Sattvam vishuddham vasudeva shabditam Yadi yate tatra pumana pavrutha Sattve cha tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hi adokshajo me manasa vidiyate Sattvam vishuddham vasudeva shabditam Yadi yate tatra pumana pavrutha Sattve cha tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hi adokshajo me manasa vidiyate. Please recite. Sattvam vishuddham vasudeva shabditam Yadi yate tatra Matajis. Vishuddham Vasudeva Samdhitam Yadi Yadi Bhaktavan Pavrita Atmeja Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudeva Yadi Psurane Manasa Vidiyate. Translation, word-to-word meaning and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada. Word-to-word meaning. Sattvam, existence. Vishuddham, pure. Vasudeva Sabditham, named Vasudeva. Yat, from which. Iyate, appears. Tatra, in that. Puman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Apavrutaha, without any covering. Sattve, in goodness. Cha, and. Tasmin, that. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudevaha, Vasudeva. He, certainly. Adokshajaha, who is beyond the senses. Me, my. Manasa, by the mind. Vidiyate, is procured. Translation. The condition of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed without any covering, is called Vasudeva. In that pure state, the Supreme Godhead, who is beyond the material senses and who is known as Vasudeva, is perceived by my mind. Please repeat. The condition of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed without any covering, is called Vasudeva. In that pure state, the Supreme Godhead, who is beyond the material senses and who is known as Vasudeva, is perceived by my mind. Purport. This text from Srimad Bhagavatam 4.3.23, spoken by Lord Shiva when he condemned Daksha, the father of Sati, as an opponent of Vishnu, confirms beyond a doubt that Lord Krishna, his name, his fame, his qualities, and everything in connection with his paraphernalia exists in the Sandhini Shakti of the Lord's internal potency. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayyam Dadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamini Namaste Saraswate Devi Ghuravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dheena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Om Tat Sat. This is a verse is very special. Before going to speak on the subject matter, I seek blessing from all the assembled Vaishnavas, especially senior devotees, so that I can do the meaningful service. This verse is the summum bonum of the Prabhupada mission. Nothing but spreading the Krishna consciousness all over the world. What is that Krishna consciousness? Is explained in this verse. The Krishna consciousness, the consciousness term is a very significant is there. And what is that consciousness? Which consciousness we should attain? Krishna consciousness. Here in this verse, Lord Shiva is declaring and confirming that Krishna consciousness nothing but the Vasudeva consciousness. Who is Vasudeva? The son of Vasudeva, as we know. In one sense, Lord Shiva is revealing. Actually, this verse is recited here, referred by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in this present context. The discussion is going on that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj, he wants to establish, he is establishing that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than that same Krishna who appeared in this Kali Yuga. In order to establish this fact for the entire world, for the entire mankind, he is describing so detailedly that how the Krishna is there, Srimad Radharani is there, and their glories are there, and how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. How he appeared? He took the mood of Srimad Radharani and appeared. Who appeared? Lord Krishna. This was, earlier verses, it's mentioned that Lord Krishna is contemplating in his original abode, Golak Vrindavan Dham. He is contemplating that for a long time I have not given that Vraja Bhakti. For a long time I didn't distribute that Vrindavan Bhakti, Vraja Bhakti. So now this is the time to distribute that Vraja Prema. And at the same time, the time for the Yuga Avatar is also came. The same time coincided. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in earlier verses, he detailedly explains that whenever Krishna kills any demon, Krishna kills that demon in the form of Vishnu. It's clearly established. And we know Lord Krishna, he never leaves Vrindavan. Without his leaving, how he is doing all these leelas? Many of the sadhakas, devotees, they have this question. This question is answered in this chapter. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami clearly established the fact that Lord Krishna kills the demons in the form of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu. And he establishes again how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taken the mood of Srimad Radharani. How Lord Krishna taken the mood of Srimad Radharani and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in a previous chapter, we heard the three external reasons for appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What are they? Everybody knows. Yuga Dharma Prachar, spreading the holy names, and Bhakti Prachar, and then Acharya Lingena Avatar. He wants to personally exemplify an ideal behavior, how to perform devotional service. And then in this chapter, the three internal reasons is going to be discussed in the upcoming verses. Those are nothing but Radhaya Pranaya Mahima and Sviya Madhurya, and then Tad Bhava Sukha Aswadana. These three reasons is going to be explained in the upcoming verses. In order to explain this, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is explaining how in the 58th verse of this chapter, he is stating, Iti lagi age kari tara vivarana yata haite haya gaurera mahima katana. Therefore, I shall first delineate the position of Radha and Krishna. From that description, the glory of Lord Chaitanya will be known. And then he started explaining the position of Srimati Radharani and the internal potencies of Lord Krishna. And in that context, we heard in previous classes that how Lord Krishna's three internal potencies, Hladini, Samvit and Sandhini. These three internal potencies, how they act, what are their duties. Hladini Shakti, we know, is nothing but pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord, in none other than Srimati Radharani. And Sandhini potency is nothing but existence potency, is nothing but Sat feature of the Lord. And then Samvit is nothing but knowledge potency, is nothing but Chit feature of the Lord. Sat Chit Ananda. And as we generally quote the generally we quote that the features of the Supreme Lord is Satchitananda. The same are here explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami detail. And today's verse is establishing the fact that Sandhini potency, existence potency, Sat feature of the Lord. How? In that Sat feature only, this Vasudeva consciousness, Vasudeva state is being explained here. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditham Yadiyate Tatra Puman Apavrataha Satvecha Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hi Adokshajo Me Manasa Vidhiyate. And this is the goal of a sadhaka, a devotee, a practicing devotee. This is a goal for him, to attain that Vasudeva consciousness. And this verse is quoted by Lord Shiva personally to Mother Sati. When Daksha, he arranged for a sacrifice and he invited all the demigods and everyone. And Lord Shiva also there. But, this was before, in the assembly where Brahma and all the demigods, they assembled here, there. Daksha, he blasphemed Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, he tolerated. And he didn't retaliated. And he came back to Kailas. But when Mother Sati saw that all the demigods, they are going for the ceremony conducted by Daksha. So she saw that the demigods are passing by. So she got desire to attend that ceremony. So she asked permission to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva stated and discussed talks between Lord Shiva and Sati. is very detailedly explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 3rd chapter, where Lord Shiva tells to Mother Sati that don't go to that ceremony, sacrifice. Don't go there. If you go there, then you will पछता है. आप उधर जाने के बाद आप पछेंगे. Then Mother Sati is giving some arguments, and in that state, Shiva, he is establishing the fact that one who is situated in Vasudeva consciousness is no longer hankering for any post and position and puja la pratishtha, whatever you name it. He never hanker for anything material. At that time, Lord Shiva is stating to Parvati that I have that consciousness. What consciousness? Hi adokshaje me manasa vidiyate. I perceive that Vasudeva in my mind. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. How is he? That Supreme Personal of Godhead who is revealed. And he is not covered. Puman apavrutaha. Without any covering, that Supreme Personal of Godhead, I am able to perceive him in my mind. And after stating this statement, Lord Shiva tells to Sati, you do whatever you want. And what is the lesson for a sadhaka? Here Krishna's coverage wants to, Goswami Maharaj wants to establish the fact that how the Krishna and Radharani glories are there, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that context he referred this verse. And we saw that Lord Shiva is stating that he is attained that state of consciousness where he is perceiving Lord Adokshaja always, without any material, without any covering. We heard both. Then what is for us? As a sadhaka, as a practicing ISKCON devotees, we need to attain that same Vasudeva state. Jai SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki, Jai Sri Sita Ram Lakshman Man ki, Jai Sri Gaur Nitai ki. We need to attain that state. We are here to practice and to perform bhakti and to please the Supreme Personal of Godhead, Hari Guru Vaishnava. In one sense, our goal is also same. We need to attain that Vasudeva state. Then question comes, how we can attain Vasudeva state? After prolonged period of chanting, performing devotional services, still we feel that we didn't attain that state. We always feel that we are in modes. We are acting under the modes. The modes are pushing us to do some services. That is the state we are in. Our goal is to attain that Vasudeva state. Then we can see the examples from the Shastra. For example, if you take the Bilva Mangal Thakur, he is an Acharya. And he was attracted by the prostitute Chintamani. And he engaged with her. He engaged with her in such a way that he forgot his responsibilities, duties and everything. Totally in the consciousness of the Chintamani. On the day of his father's funeral rites, he went to take association of Chintamani. And on the way, he encountered so many troubles. When he came, that river was overflowing. And that boatman said, he won't take. And he jumped in the river and he swam across. And he take help of the dead body that's flowing in the water. And after crossing that, he came and Chintamani locked the door. So he took help of snake and climbed the wall and came inside. He encountered so many dangers. He was totally absorbed in the consciousness of Chintamani. But when he went and asked for the association of Chintamani, Chintamani replied that, how you came? What? Today is funeral rites for your father. And he was explaining, I was totally absorbed to have association with you. And Chintamani immediately, she replied, because of you, I got Krishna Bhakti. Because of your singing sweet pastimes and melodious bhajans for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, when I heard from you, I got Krishna Bhakti. And you can also get Krishna. Forget this, having association. You go to Vrindavan and get Krishna. Get that Vasudeva consciousness, Krishna consciousness. And Bilvamangal Thakur took this statement very strictly to the heart, and he left and he went towards Vrindavan. But on the way, again the modes are acted upon him. You see, on the way she got attracted to one Brahmana woman, and he immediately thought that she is Chintamani, and he approached that Brahmana's house and he requested. And the Brahmana is a very Vedic, cultured person. He accepted the request and he asked his wife, go and give company to this Bilvamangal Thakur. But as soon as they met each other and they spoke, and at that time he realized that she is not Chintamani. And immediately he recognized and he contemplated that because of this eyes I am attracted towards the opposite sex. So he thought that let us remove these eyes. And he asked the hairpin of that Brahmana woman and he pinned the eyes and he became blind. And then he started again to Vrindavan. And on the way, Lord Krishna, in the form of a boy, he helped. You see, if we take a step towards Supreme Lord, and he will help us. Some may say that he can only do the pastimes. For the pastime's sake, this Bilvamangal Thakur acting, that's true. But he is establishing the fact that Krishna is always ready to help us, help the devotees. This already we know. In the Bhagavad-gita, Lord declares this. Which is that verse? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya duskritam. In that verse, Lord Krishna declares that I will protect the devotees. And he is protecting from falling prey to the Maya. And Bilvamangal Thakur, he took the association of Krishna and he went to Vrindavan and he realized that he is Krishna who helped him. And similarly, we can see in the case of Jagai Madai also, they also attained this Vasudeva state. The most fallen behavior they showed. We saw in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that those two guys, Jagai and Madai, they performed all kinds of sins. Even the Chitragupta, the Yamaraj, they are also ready to take them whenever the time comes. But when this was explained, detailedly explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat, that when Yamaraj asked Chitragupta what happened to that both guys, and when they opened their sinful activities list, everything is zero, nothing is there, eradicated. And Yamaraj is confused. What happened? These two guys are performing so many sins. They are fit to be punished. But when he came to know that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed them mercy, Lord Nityananda Prabhu showed mercy upon both of them, and they got delivered from their sins. And not only that, afterwards, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took a vow from them. Please take a vow that don't perform any more sinful activities after this. And he forgiven all their sins. And afterwards, still, that Madai, who is known as Madhavananda, is always feeling that regret that I committed an offense to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He is always feeling that burning sensation in his heart. So one day, he took shelter of Sri Nityananda Prabhu on the banks of Ganges, and he asked, please forgive me. And Nityananda Prabhu said, you are already forgiven. But Madai, he states that I am always feeling that burning sensation of offense towards your lotus feet. Then what should I do? He asks. And then Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he recommends him that you construct a ghat, and whoever comes to bathe in this ghat, you do menial service to them, and maintain this bathing ghat very nicely. And Madai, he performed this service the rest of the life, and he got freed from that burning sensation of offense towards Lord Nityananda, and he attained the Vasudeva state. And we saw Bilvamangal Thakur, Jagai Madai, and if we see down the Acharya line, all the Acharyas, they are in this state only, Vasudeva state, the Krishna consciousness, always absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. They never forget. And we see how the Shada Goswamis, they also continuously 24/7, they are fully absorbed in the service of Radha Krishna. And down the line we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself exhibited this state of consciousness. When he started staying in Jagannath Puri, he showed this state. He exemplified the consciousness, Vasudeva consciousness, always remembering the pastimes of Krishna and serving the devotees. Down the line you see, you take any Acharya, even Haridas Thakur also, who is born in the Mohammedan family, who is not fit to practice any spiritual practices, still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed him the highest benediction, that Namacharya. He given position Namacharya, Acharya of the holy name. And we see down the line all the Acharyas. Our ISKCON founder Acharya is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. He also exhibited this Vasudeva consciousness. I was hearing the Shrutakirta Prabhu glorifying Srila Prabhupada, where he mentions one pastime happened in Fiji, where Prabhupada happened to meet a gentleman. This gentleman has a business of watches, and he brought so many very valuable different kinds of watches, wrist watches for the Prabhupada. There were silver ones, diamond ones, gold ones, all different varieties, the branded ones. He brought and he presented to Prabhupada. At that time, Paramhamsa Prabhu and Shrutakirta Prabhu, both were there. And they both are thinking, this is such a luxurious watches. If we get one, That will be very good. They are thinking that Prabhupada should accept these gifts and distribute to devotees or use in the service of Krishna. And Prabhupada exhibited there that he told the gentleman, not required, I already have one. And that gentleman is showing you, take this one, take this one. Prabhupada always saying, not required, I have already one. And Sutakirt Prabhu and Paramahansa, they were intensely chanting so that Prabhupada should accept. But finally, Prabhupada declined to the gentleman, I don't want any of your watches, I already have one. This proves that one who attained that Vasudeva consciousness is no longer hanker for anything in this material world. One who attained that Vasudeva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, he no longer hanker for anything material. And not only Prabhupada. In the down the line we see the current ISKCON Acharyas, they also exhibit that Vasudeva consciousness. We see Param Pujya Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, all those stalwarts in ISKCON, they exhibit the same consciousness. You can see recently I was going through the day-to-day activities of Param Pujya Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj. He is in such a state that his body is no longer giving any help. Still he is dragging his body and is engaging in the service. I saw one poster that he was undergoing the dialysis process, and in front of him there is a very big TV, and he is attending meetings. One side treatment is going on, other side at the same time is doing service to Srila Prabhupada. We can see how in the Acharya Parampara all the devotees, they are attained that state and exemplifying that state. It's okay, we came from top to here. Then what about us? What about us? How to attain that state? How to overcome three modes of material nature? How to overcome? Any thoughts? I am asking, how to attain that state, Vasudeva state? We saw from the Acharyas and down the line to Srila Prabhupada and his followers. And for a practitioner, for us, how to attain that Vasudeva consciousness, free from the three modes of material nature? The key solution is chanting the holy name of the Lord and serving the devotees. Serving the devotees, distributing the Srila Prabhupada books, preaching. There's so many are there. So many aspects. But what I personally realized and felt is that we know there are two dharmas, Bhagavata dharma and Pancharatra dharma. Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavata Vidhi. The Bhagavata Vidhi is that Shravana Kirtana and all. Pancharatra Vidhi is not the deity worship and all those standards. When I started taking the deity services, cleanses our modes and heart and drags us to that Vasudeva consciousness, Krishna consciousness. For example, if a devotee has a service in the early morning, Mangala service, he prepares from the day before only, night. He start preparing his consciousness how I can serve the lordships. He prepares his consciousness. In order to prepare his consciousness, you need to cut off the activities which he is doing. Suppose some devotee comes, hey Prabhu, come, let's have some feast. Hey Prabhu, I have some questions, you please clarify. At that time he says, oh Prabhuji, I need to get up early in the morning, I have Mangala service. Please, we'll talk tomorrow. Not only Mangala, any day service. Suppose he has Raj Bhoga service. Somebody asks, shall we go here? We'll go and meet one donor and come. He may say, Prabhuji, I have service. Please, we'll see some other time. See, he's preparing his consciousness, even though he don't want to. That's I personally experienced that modes, being in the modes, we always tend to postpone and go away from the services. But when we are taken the deities, lordships in the center, we are dragged to Krishna consciousness, that Vasudeva state. Even though we don't want to. That's how I personally experienced the deity worship makes us to rise above these three modes and perform the service to Lordship SriSriRadhaRasbihari. As those who are Brahman initiated devotees, always Ramru Prabhu requests that you come and perform some services, so that it's a very best opportunity to rise from these three modes and attain that Krishna consciousness, Vasudeva consciousness. And those who are not, they can engage in hearing, chanting, all the Shravana Kirtana process. That is a process where we can develop that Vasudeva consciousness. And here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj, he is referring the verse of Lord Shiva and stating this Vasudeva consciousness to establish the fact that how the Sandhini potency, Sandhini Shakti of the Lord acts. The Sat feature of the Lord, how it acts. When we attain this Vasudeva consciousness state, what happens at that time? We are able to take the darshan of Supreme Lord without any covering. There won't be any curtain of Maya between Supreme Person of Godhead and us. That curtain of Maya will be removed. And then, at that pure state, we will come to know the name of Krishna, the fame and qualities, everything in connection with his paraphernalia exists in Sandhini Shakti. At that time, we are able to realize the potency of Sandhini Shakti of Lord. There are similarly different level to understand all the different potencies of the Lord. So, as a sadhaka, we can seek blessings and engage in the services in such a way that we always engage in the thought of Krishna. That is the main motto of our Krishna consciousness. And having Krishna in our heart and consciousness always, we can engage and give the comfortable and pleasurable service to the Lordships. SriSriRadhaRasbihari. Hare Krishna. I will stop here. If anybody have any comments, questions.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said, staying in brothel houses is in mode of ignorance.
Yes.
Staying in the cities, mode of passion. Staying in the forest, mode of goodness. And staying in the temples is mode of Vishuddha Sattva.
Hari Bol.
And then Prabhupada says, anybody who follows the instructions of the Acharya and carry out his service, he is in transcendental goodness.
Yes. And This statement gives that what Ramrup Prabhu stated, one who is living in the temple, he is in the Vasudeva state. This proves that all our ISKCON temples are nothing but Vaikuntha. In some other place, Prabhupada also mentioned this. All our ISKCON temples are Vaikunthas. This proves when we are in that state, these places all are Vaikunthas, none other than the abode of Lord Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for the nice lecture, Prabhuji. I have one question, Prabhuji. Regarding in second line, it is mentioned that yad iyate tatra puman apavrita. So iyate means it is given that Supreme Personality of Godhead reveals. But then one word is added in the last, that apavrita. So how do we understand that Supreme Personality is appearing without any covering? Because we know that jaha Krishna taha nahi maya ra adhikar. So as you mentioned that Krishna will be appearing without any covering, means there will be no curtain of maya. So as a neophyte devotee, I wanted to understand that how Krishna or Supreme Personality of God is appearing without any covering. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes. If anybody comes and prays to Supreme Personality of Godhead, will he bestow him or not? Will he bestow, right? According to the position and whether he is able to hold or not. And he sees and he bestows. And sometimes we ask so many things, Lord doesn't bestow. Sometimes we ask, immediately it gets fulfilled. It happens. Whoever comes and asks for anything, Lord provides, except bhakti. Except bhakti. He gives mukti, liberation, everything he gives. Cessation from the material world, we want to get pleasure in the material world, he gives whatever you want. But he doesn't give bhakti. Because if he bestows bhakti, what happens? He will become a servant for the devotee. In order to accept Supreme Person of Godhead as a servant, nobody can accept. Only the pure devotees, those are in the state of Vasudeva consciousness, they are capable to accept that position. So, Lord reveals to them in his original position without any coverings. He reveals himself. Lord cannot, it's not any experiment or any some. Generally we go some practicals and we do some experiments and we'll get some result. We have an idea, we're going to get that one. But Supreme Lord is Abhigna Swarat. He is supremely independent. Whatever he wants, he can do. He wants to reveal, he don't want to reveal. It's up to him only. What is in our hand? We can practice the rules and regulations given by the Shastra from the Guru. It's up to the Supreme Lord how he wants to reveal. It's not in our court. Ball is in the court of Supreme Lord. When he wants to reveal, he will reveal. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for very nicely explaining how to attain Vasudeva consciousness. So in beginning you were mentioning that how that Krishna after a long time he has come to give Vraja Bhakti. So that means what he gives in other yugas, like this time Krishna came himself as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is giving Vraja Bhakti. what he does in other yugas, like
Other yugas, I heard.
other times, means Kali Yuga only, but other times.
Yes. I heard from in the lecture of Srila Gaur Govind Goswami Maharaj, he explains that in other Kali Yugas, the propagation of holy name will be there. But the Vraja Bhakti, this, what we will call, the flavor of Vraja Bhakti is not there at that time. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he doesn't come. The avatar of Narayana will appear. And he propagates the holy name. But that time, this holy name is a difference. For example, when neophytes chant the holy name, and the elevated pure devotee, Bhagavata, he chants the holy name. Is there any difference or not? There is a difference. What is the difference? That bhava, that prema. We say offensive chanting, aparadha chanting, and Shuddha Nam. There are stages. In other yugas, the holy name without prema will be there. Only in the time of when Lord Krishna appeared personally in the same Swayam form, in that Dwapara, after that next Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. Krishna in the form of Chaitanya, he comes. In other yugas, he doesn't appear. Narayana avatar appears. This is what I heard from Srila Gaur Govind Goswami Maharaj lecture, one of the lecture.
So that means only when Krishna himself come in Kali Yuga, that time only we won't have chance to attain
Experience
that Sakya, Madhurya and Vatsalya.
At that time, it was abundantly available. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and distributes this Vraja Prema, it's abundantly available for all the living entities. In other time, it's rarely available. Only the pure Bhagavatas, they can only give. In this time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he instructed, Amara Agnya Hai, take my instruction, become Guru and spread this. And he himself says, how can I maintain this garden of Prema? There are so many fruits are there. It's already ripened. How can I eat alone? Please give me helping hand. Let us distribute this fruit of love. And everybody can enjoy this. He requests all the devotees, please give a helping hand so that this love of Godhead fruit can be eaten by all the people. He doesn't see any condition, any qualification. He distributes without any qualification to each and everyone whomever he come across. That same mood we should accept and propagate this Krishna consciousness. That is in our hands. We need to attain that state, enjoy that fruit of love, yourself, ourselves, and then we can make others to experience that love of God. That is one of the 7 purposes of ISKCON also. But Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gandharaj Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.